Sri Lanka's #1 television experience now brings you the Interclub Rugby season live. Don't miss out on any of the action. Exclusively on Dialog now, channel #1 on Dialog Television, the Dialog TV Go app, ThePapare.com and Dialog My TV.
And where down we go, where down we go, so where down we go.
Hello and welcome to www.thepapare.com, Dialog TV Channel 1 and My TV. We are coming to you live here from the Racecourse ground, bringing to you the first game of the third week of this Dialog Rugby League 2017-18. It's going to be this used to be a very big game, the Colombo 7 Derby, and joining with me in commentary is Jan. Welcome, Jan.
Good afternoon to everyone. It's yeah, indeed, it's going to be quite a tussle here at the racecourse. We have two sides that are quite evenly balanced. CH&FC will be hurting a bit because they played a bit of good rugby, but results haven't quite gone their way. And we also see a resurgent CR&FC team that have really put down the marker and showed that even though they have a young side, that they look very well drilled and they look like they are here to challenge for top honours.
Absolutely, the two skippers, Rohit Rajapaksa for CH&FC and Kamindu Pereira, the standard skipper for CR&FC this season, will be missing this game out due to the suspension that he picked up in the opening game against Air Force. But yes, I do agree with you. On paper, person to person, pound to pound, I think CR has a slight bit of an edge over CH&FC.
Yeah, you have to bear in mind also that CH have had a lean time of it over the last couple of years. They've been the whipping boys in the competition last year, and this year with some investment they seem to have a much better rounded squad. They have some big names that they've signed on, so one would have hoped they would have performed a bit better, but it just goes to show that in this league, if you're not up to it, that you will get beaten on the day.
Absolutely. You did see the weather report. It says partly cloudy, but really in clouds in the sky. So the sun blazing down on the ground. So the players will not be enjoying this humidity that we have around. It's going to be difficult for them to get on with the humidity, although the game has been moved to 4 o'clock in order to make sure that we have the full 80 minutes of play.
Yes, I mean, I for one am very glad that now I'm up here in the commentary box and not down in the middle there. It's hot and sticky. So there is a gentle breeze blowing across the ground, and that will be some respite for the players. But it's a typical Sri Lankan afternoon. It's hot, it's sticky, and once that sweat gets on the ball as well, it'll be difficult to hold on to. But then, I mean, this is what you play for at this level. Teams have to be prepared to play with the conditions.
Here you go, at the end of the second week, this is how the points table looks like. The Park Club Havelock SC at the top of the table with their 2 wins. They managed to collect bonus points in both their games. That's why they are right at the top. Candy Sports Club and CR&FC, both those teams have managed to win the first 2 games, but they occupy second and third position respectively because of the difference in the tries that they've scored for themselves.
Yeah, it's still early days in the tournament, so you can't read too much into that log table. Havelocks have played well, but for me the standout team has always been Candy SC. They seem to have probably the most potent attacking team with Anushka Ranjan and some really outstanding forwards in that side too. So they will definitely be at the top of the table, as we get to the business end of the tournament. But it's important to pick up early points and not leave yourself too much to do at the end.
Absolutely, Jan, and you never know what could go down in the first one. Last season we saw Candy Sports Club going down twice, once to Air Force Sports Club and also to Navy, which made their second round a little more difficult for them. And they were made to win every single game with a bonus point if they wanted the title, and like you said, they have a very potent attack and they made sure that they were over the line.
Yes, and they'll definitely be the ones to beat this year as well. But so this game is of vital importance to both sides. It's the racecourse ground, so it's not really home advantage to anybody. And if CR can win today, they'll really feel that they have the chance to push the likes of CR&FC all the way.
Here you go, the CH&FC, the home team for this game. The starting 15 Satya Ranatunga, Pulasti Bandar, Henry Terence, Matisha Satachandra, Sajid Saranga, Sasank Ariratna, Yoshita Rajabaksha and Rohit Rajabaksha, the skipper, comes in to the number 8 position. That's a surprise. That's a move that surprised many. Rizwan Mohammed retaining his number 9 jersey, and Samuel Madhuanta, the schoolboy who started as the fullback in the first 2 games, have moved up to the fly-up position. Ruwan Kumar, Lee Keegle in the number 12 jersey, and Ryan Veerakon gets a start, former Trinity centre. Anurad Herat and Imanga Aryapala making their starting 15. The replacements: Fernando Pereira, Jayasingh Aponsu, Amanda Avishkali, Deneth and Chula Susanta dropping to the bench.
Yeah, we've seen some positional changes there. We are seeing Rohit Rajapaksa go to the third row, which he's more accustomed to playing, and they feel that it's probably better that way around for this game. And especially when you have the likes of Samuel Madhuanta, who's renowned for his drop goals, and he's a more naturally he's a fly half of the old mold. He's got a good boot on him, so they probably feel that's the better way to go against CR&FC.
Absolutely, and here you go, the starting 15 from CR&FC: Ashan Fernando, Supun Varnakulus Surya, Kokila Samantha Peruma, Charnu Chamikara, Gayan Dilshan, Shamal Veerasekara comes in after the injury layoff. Joel Pereira and Wagisha Veerasekara, Isipatanian taking over from Isipatanian Omalka Gunratna, who's dropped to the bench. Kamidu Costa, Chanaka Chandimal, Reza Faidin, Kushan Indunil, Tadin Ratwate, Asit Vijay Singh and Chamud Fernando. So no change in that back line from the team that started off at Navy. For CR on the bench, Sayan Zabar, Gayan Jayasekara, Hafiz Noor, Shashika Fernando, Malka Gunaratna, Rehan Silva, Sashan Mohammed and Rehan Veerakon. They have a very, very strong bench, CR&FC this time.
Yeah, you get the feeling that they're going to use some of their players as impact players, namely Omalka, and they've got Sabah and Rehan Veerakon as well there, and Sashan Mohammed. So there's quite a bit of firepower that's on the bench, and I would imagine that come the 60th minute, when opposition is tired, you'll use that firepower to just punch holes and put the game beyond doubt.
And quick update to all of you, ThePapare.com, Sri Lanka's #1 sports hub, will be bringing all these games, all the club rugby games live to you on www.thepapare.com. This week, the second game tomorrow, Navy Sports Club take on Havelock SC in Valisara. That will be a big game. Air Force taking on Police on Sunday. That's at Ratmalana, whereas Kandy Sports Club will host Army Sports Club in their first home game up in Nittawala, as the CH&FC team makes their way into the ground. Do stay log on to ThePapare.com for your daily sports news, scores, fixtures, expert analysis, video interviews and a host of the other segments on Sri Lankan sports. We are bringing you expert news analysis from the cricket that's happening in India. Sri Lanka looking quite good, although the rain gods have had other ideas. They're hampering the progress of the match. Here you go, the match officials: Rohan Fernando, the man in charge of the whistle; Ajit Kumar and Pradeep Wilson will be the assistant referees, with Nizam Jamaldin taking reign as the television match official. This game will have the television match official facility in this third week of the Dialog Club Rugby League.
So we're just waiting the blast to get things underway. The blast of referee Rohan Fernando. Not the ideal start for CH&FC. I mean, that's not the way you want to lay down a marker. The kick goes out of the full, giving CH a scrum in center field. as a player, you love these opportunities because when you have a scrum in centre field, it gives you attacking options on both sides.
Not the ideal start for CR&FC. Right in the middle, Chanaka Chandimal, who normally has a very good restart, has missed out on that one.
Bit of a coach skill, isn't it? I mean, you lay down, you know, exactly the game plan, how you want to play, when you want to play, and then that happens.
Referee Fernando that time not happy with the formation of the scrum. Now he will want it reset. CH&FC will look to try and attack this scrum, make their intentions clear. If they can get a score in the opening minutes of this game, that will do a world of good. Yoshita Rajapaksa breaks from the back, goes straight to Ryan Virakone, making some very good yards. Saranga, the first receiver, gives it out to Henry Terence. The Rajapaksa tried an expansive pass that
I thought
too early in the game.
The pass was okay, but obviously the player was not prepared to receive it, or he was foxed by that move himself. I thought there was a bit of an overlap there. Unfortunately, CH couldn't make the best use of that. If you look at the replay again, probably a bit too hard, that pass for a player coming in.
Sasank Aryaratne, who's worn the red jersey many a times, has crossed over to the neighbouring CH&FC. Colombo 7 derby they call it. Now CR&FC with their first possession. Good run coming in, and Chanaka Chandimal. Quick ball, but there was a man right on top of him. Sammada Peruma tries to fend off the first defender, but he's very well marked. Chandimal now to Shamal Veerasekara, who's cutting back inside. Very good line. Good straightening, and straight away diving over the ball. It's the CH lock. And that will be the first penalty for CR&FC. CR looking good with possession.
Yeah, the important thing is they didn't get rattled there. They were going a bit backwards, and not a lot of things were happening for them in terms of space opening up, but they kept the ball, they kept control of the ball, and the penalty eventually came. So Tarinda will look to make good ground here and give his team a good attacking platform.
Earns over 20 meters for his team. Tarindra Ratwate, the stand-in captain, was the standout player last week against Navy in that comeback victory. Would have been such a relief for all the CR fans to see that happening at London Place, because those two teams, they have some history behind them as well.
Yeah, I mean, there would have been a huge confidence boost, because had they lost to Navy, spirits would have been down, but to come back and win it, that really does your confidence no end of good.
Resetter fighting, cornered. Manages to keep the ball in play, but CH pounces on it. Referee Fernando falling on the wrong side.
Not sure that what that penalty was for, but Referee Fernando seems to have spotted something in that breakdown. I didn't think a ruck was formed there, so it was fair game for anybody. CR just have to get their line out going. There was a poor option they went with the first time around, and CH just stole their ball very easily. I wouldn't be surprised if this ball goes to the back.
Goes to the second pod, and they decide to set it up. Terence Henry trying to be a menace inside the maul, but CR doing very well. They need to make sure that they keep the maul going inside But CH forwards do very well to bundle them out into touch. CR&FC, they need to settle down. There was no clear direction to the maul that they were setting up there.
Yeah, that wasn't going anywhere, you know, and so close to the line, they would have been better off just getting the ball back to the scrum half and letting the three corners have a go at it. Still, both teams yet to hit top gear. Both teams just look as if they're sussing each other out.
CH&FC this time setting up. One says the referee. Still on the move, CH. That's a good break for Sasankari Ratna. Nobody to mark him. But Risa Defadin does very well to hold on to that man.
There was a good break by the blind side of CH&FC. Once again, you feel that had the ball been kept in hand, it might have been probably better for CH. More options would have opened up, but results in CR having a line out just outside their 22.
Third lineup for CR&FC. They will be hoping that they will be able to make use of this one better than the first two. Supun Warna Kulasuriya, former Royal hooker, turning out for the Reds. And an early niggle for the veteran, Henry Terrence. Started out getting in on referee Fernando's ear for the two penalties that were awarded against them. Supun goes to the second pot, but referee Fernando wants it rethrown, and joining us in commentary is Shanaka Amarasinghe. Welcome, Shanaka.
Thanks, Sudarshana. 7.5 minutes gone and no score on the board. It's a hot, humid afternoon that should not impact the players too much in this first 20 minutes, hopefully, and it should cool off after that. Totally crooked throw there, but again, one of those incidents where you have to ask, especially in Sri Lankan club rugby, where the referee should just let that go if it's not contested and it's at the back of the scrum, it's on the inside shoulder. Jan, your thoughts?
Most definitely, you know, there was no contest for the ball, and I've seen far more crooked throws than that being allowed, and you would think that, because what's going to happen is you're going to dissuade teams from going for that option, you know, and that's just going to hurt us in the long term.
Something that you kept harping on, especially in this club game, and over the last weekend we had the luxury of watching back-to-back international rugby, and in every single game you saw if there was no contest and the ball was inside the inside shoulder, it was allowed, and it was allowed for the game to be played on.
Absolutely, and that's something that I think our referees need to take a note from, and that shouldn't be down to the individual referee. It should be down to the referees union saying we're going to be a bit more lenient on that. So CH&FC winning a penalty for boring in at the scrum, and as you were saying earlier, Sudarshan, it looks like Henry's little word in the referee's ear may have gone some way in winning them that penalty. A wily old character, Henry. He's been around for a long time, and he's also a coach, so he knows exactly what players and coaches and referees are looking for as Aryapala stands over this conversion.
Madhuanta, that is the man who's been entrusted with the kicking duties, and also the number 10 jersey, has no problem in putting CH on the points, both 3 points to nil. Samuel Madhuanta's first points of the game.
My mistake, sorry, that is Samuel Madhuanta, the former Antonian captain. He's wearing 15 but playing at 10 and knocking over the points. It's a good luxury for CH&FC to have to know that they're going to get points. A couple of old boys there on your screen. CR&FC man Anuradha Herath crossing over, making the short walk across to Maitland Crescent from Longdon Place, along with his teammates Sasanka Ariyaratne. Taken down there by Sajit Saranga. And that time another penalty being won for hands in the ruck. Shamal Veerasekara is upset with his teammates as he walks back, and Kavinda De Costa having a word with his forwards as well. 2 penalties on the bounce. And this is where CR, after their last win, Jan, might just get a little complacent, thinking that they could just turn up and win.
Exactly. I think, we spoke about it before as well. CH&FC have a decent squad. They've got some good recruitments. They just haven't clicked as a side yet. But this might be the day if you're not up to your A game. And CR look as if they haven't really come to the races yet.
Overthrown that time by Pulasti Bandara, the hooker for CH&FC. Chanaka Chandimal opts for the boot. Underneath it is Aryapala, former Army Sports Club player. Good yards made by Aryapala. Saranga, such a devastating player when he initially broke into the scene. Ranatunga does the pickup work as Yoshita Rajapaksa carries the ball forward. Very strong run. Madhuvanta's kick, but Satya Ranatunga was right on top of him. Satya did not expect Madhuvanta to kick that ball. Terence. CH&FC now opting to go to still keep it with their forwards. Madhuvanta now puts the ball into space. Underneath is Chamut Fernando, who does very well this time. They need to get more numbers into those breakdowns in CR&FC because CH possess some very big lads. Tarindo Ratwate is not allowed to come out of his own 22.
No, nothing wrong.
CR now trying to be a little too expansive inside their own red zone. They should have cleared that ball out, but will be breathing a big sigh of relief with that penalty coming in their way.
Massive sigh of relief indeed, Sudarshana, because that was entirely self-inflicted. They allowed CH&FC to get all those phases together, and watch that tackle by Sajid Saranga. He read the play beautifully, and it was a cutout pass by Chanaka Chandimal under their own goalposts, and he chose to kick it, Sudarshana, 40 meters up the field. When they had good possession, he chose to kick that away into Aryapala's hands, and that led them all the way back here. And he chooses to pass when they're under their own goalposts. I mean, I just don't understand it. It's taking leave of your senses as a number 10, as Tarinder Ratpat clears his lines.
Chandimal needs to be very careful because remember they have Rehan Virakon, they have Rehan Silva, and they also have Tarinder Ratpate who can play at the number 10 position. So he needs to make sure that he's on top of his game with his A game. CR&FC this time again setting it up. And it's a good driving maul. Seems like they will take Costa's option.
Not 10 meter. Number six, not 10 meter.
I think they're calling for not retreating 10 meters, was it? Showing the 10, and not sure whether they were not onside from the line out, but seemed like play had gone on long enough there.
Like we mentioned earlier, Sri Lanka's tour of India. ThePapare.com will be bringing you expert analysis and the cricketry, where we will be analysing every day's play. Sri Lanka looking very good, managing to take 5 wickets, but the rain gods have come to Kolkata to spoil the party for the Sri Lankans.
Unfortunately, not a lot to analyse in the first 2 days' play, so it's no need to sing for their supper, the analysis team, as it's untidy ball off the top from Veerasekara again. This line out really needs to serve CR&FC a little better. They've been untidy in both of their last couple of games. Ball given over to Charana Chamikara, who has had an outstanding first 2 games for this season. Asked to lock and then to prop. Real tough ask. Supun Vandakula Surya. Ball movement to Shamal Veerasekara, who's standing too close to the touchline.
Shamal tried cutting back in, but Sat Ranatunga was right on the money, smashing the lock. Would have enjoyed that.
You mark here. You mark here. You mark.
You know, for a A-Division club game, that's just not good enough. You know, you just don't take the ball out. And if you're running the flank where you're close to the touchline, you obviously know that you have to cut back inside and don't go over the line at any cost. Because what you do is you just give the ball on a platter back to the opposition. So this opening 15 minutes has been extremely poor by CR&FC, and I'm sure that if nothing changes, they'll get a earful when they go into the sheds at half-time.
Yet again, Henry coming into the game. Rohit Rajapaksa that time.
Well, there again, Sudarshan, as we watch this play, CH&FC stringing together some phases. We'll come back to that in a moment as we look for them using their big forwards. Yoshita Rajapaksa there at first receiver, making a few yards, putting the team on the front foot. Here's Sasankarya Ratna now looking to link up with Anuradha Hera.
Advantage. No forward.
Not allowed to link up there, and the ball turned over. But just going back to that previous play, Sudarshana, we had a cricket throw called on the far flank, on the pavilion side flank, and that was to a number 6 throw that was on the inside shoulder. That last, you watch this run here, but if you can go back to that first line out, from which this play started, you see that that ball is thrown by Pulasi Bandara right into the stomach of Terence Henry. Now, if it's crooked when going 15 meters, it's got to be crooked going 5 as well. So that's the consistency that I'd like to see from these referees.
Number 9 coming.
If you can show the 2 lineouts together, that would really be fantastic.
I'm with you. I'm right with you on that, Shanaka, because Henry basically collected it on his outside shoulder, and if it was crooked that you're talking about, the front row on the opposite side had no chance contesting that. Madhuanta giving a long cut-out pass to Lee Kegel. Lee Kegel still on the move.
Strong run by Lee. Going on the outside. Chamod Fernando doesn't have the gas to stop him. He's over the line. And that's the first score, I think, for Lee Kegel. Looked very much like he got it over there.
Seems like this will be the first TMO decision to be made.
Brilliant angle from Lee Kegel of Samuel Madhuanta's pass. And again, you have to go back to the scrum and wonder whether that should have been called up as a collapse. But it was a wonderful pass.
Yes, it is handed over to the television match official too. I believe this will be
Is it try?
a
Yes or
question
no?
of whether it's a try or no try. And this is why Lee Kegel needs to
Yes.
have more ball possession with him.
Can
Isn't
you
it?
control?
He's
Can
a
you
very,
put
very
number
good
6?
player. He's somebody who's continued to get better over the course of the years, Sudarshan. He's a hard worker. He's a very good defender. And you could see the strength when he bounced off the players
Isru,
there. And
can
he
you,
looks confident.
Focus on number
And I
6
think
camera,
given the
please.
momentum that we saw him running into Chamod Fernando with, I think that might have just taken him over the line. Here we go again. Here's a step outside of Chamod.
Taking a look at the reverse angle.
That's just not good defense from Chamod Fernando. He needed to attack Lee Kegel, not backpedal away from him. And we'll see whether he manages to plant it here. That's a try. That's a clean try. Thought so as soon as it happened. And there's no taking anything away from Lee Kegel. A
thank you.
brilliant individual try from him.
Absolutely brilliant
Time
stuff.
on.
Like you said, that's the experience
It's a try.
against Chambo Fernando's little hesitant. And the try is awarded. So Samuel Madhuanta will have an opportunity to increase their lead to 10 points at the back of their brilliant work from Lee Kegel.
Well, looks like CR&FC are trying to play their games in one fashion by allowing the other team to go well ahead. But this one was a really good try. And a couple of tackles missed, uncharacteristical He missed in the midfield. A good defensive unit of Indunil and Ratwata missing Leak Eagle completely. There was a lovely angle, lovely under angle, and Samuel Madhavantha. This should be on a still night or still afternoon. Something within his range.
It definitely was within his range, but it was the direction that was the problem for Madhavantha this time. Leak Eagle, the try scorer. What a brilliant uplifting try that would have been for his teammates.
Absolutely, it was really good work from the entire backline. Madhavantha's pass also was precision. He didn't have to break his stride in running onto it. And these are the little skills, Giant, in a number 10 that really lift the entire team, isn't it?
Yeah, very much so. We saw some great attacking play and some extremely poor defensive play by CR as well. But it's all to play for, and at the moment it's all CH&FC. CR just have to keep the ball in hand, Shanaka. They just have to keep the ball in hand and work a few phases and get that confidence back in. Right now, every time they get the ball, either they cause an error and hand the ball over, or they kick the ball away. So now's the time for some cool heads among the red shirts.
Make sure that you have position for more than 3 to 4 phases, and then we'll see the CR line yet again.
Closing the gap. Closing the gap.
They're lucky that CH was guilty of closing the gap, but CR&FC, what a mockery in that line out.
Well, that was an early jump, and all the CH&FC player did was contest the jump, and I don't think you can be accused of closing the gaps there. And Supun Manukulu Surya delaying the throw and getting away with it that time, really. That was a very lucky escape for CR&FC. But 9 and 10 really kicking a lot in both the last couple of games. When they kept it in hand, it worked for them in the second 40 against Navy last weekend. And you can see what keeping the ball in hand does. CH&FC have scored a try by keeping the ball in hand and spreading it. So it really is a no-brainer. DeCosta running onto it was Indunil, putting his team on the front foot now. Quick ball now. Going straight into the opposition. That's better ball from DeCosta. Now stepping inside is Chamod Fernando. Fernando smashed from behind.
Advantage.
Still available for CR though. Here's a good run from Marco. Quick ball once again from CR&FC. Throwing the dummy was Charana Chamikar. A lovely ball out from Tarinder Ratwata across the face of the defense, and finished off in the end by the CR&FC number 11, Reza Rafaidin. And that's all it takes. Just keep the ball in hand, 4 phases, and you've got a try. So hopefully both teams will learn from this, and we'll see a try-fest tonight.
Absolutely, that was absolutely brilliant to watch. 4 phases, the ball with CR&FC, and they find space on the left corner of the field. Reza Rafaidin put in the finishing touches.
Initially, I thought they butchered it actually, but just goes to show that if you can keep the ball in hand, you can always make the best of the next opportunity. And CR&FC just stretching CH&FC out wide, and in the end having too much gas and too many numbers on the outside. So CR will take heart to the fact that the first time they really make use of the ball and possession, they come up with points.
Second highest point scorer of the league after the second week, Tarinder Ratwate, has managed to score 32 points so far after 2 games, and was instrumental last week, isn't it, Chanaka? He was the man who changed the complexion of that game totally.
He did indeed, and that's a beautiful kick as well from this left-hand touchline, straight and true. Didn't have to curl it back in, trusted the flight of the ball, and that's the extra points, bringing his team within the 3. And it's 10 points to 7 here at Racecourse. Sorry, it's 8 points to 7 at Racecourse here. We've played just about a quarter of the game and a couple of minutes more. And it looks like it might just open up.
Okay,
Both teams are confident. Both teams look like they want to keep the ball in hand.
No.
Or at least they do now.
I saw, yeah.
And let's hope that that is something that will prevail for the next 60 minutes as well. But as you were saying, Sudarshan, Tarinder Ratwata really instrumental. But I thought the experience off the bench with Rehan Silva and Mohammed coming on also really helped him. Madhuantha now to restart. It's a nice hanging restart.
Just short of the 10-meter mark. Madhuantha will be disappointed because the intention was good. He just couldn't execute it perfectly.
And again, we're talking about the core skills that are great, that allowed. Here's a little dummy from Gayan Dilshan, and that's the pass. Timed it beautifully, straight into the hands of Rafaideen, who wouldn't score an easier try.
I need to push straight. Both.
Squeezing that one in from the left hand upright. So an assist and a conversion already for Atwatha, but he needs to make sure that his forwards, in the absence of Omarku Gunaratna, who is a natural leader of the pack, match up physically to this big experienced front five of CH. Vagicha Veerasekara goes off the back. He'll find that it's a little bit more difficult to make ground in this club game.
Too high.
But luckily for him, there was a penalty coming through with
high tackle.
a high tackle.
Time off.
Referee
Captain,
wanting
please
to have a
fight.
word.
Game make a penalties.
Yeah, well, I thought the referee could have got them on a couple of occasions. I thought the CH players were guilty of coming over off their feet at that ruck. But, well, CR&FC back in the game, really. And some attacking intent. When you have a player like Tarindra Atwat who can get you good territory of penalties, that really is a huge advantage. And CR&FC will be hoping of more of the same, really, to put the ball in the corner, get a good platform, and then ask questions of the CH defense.
What's troubling though is they have trouble in the line out, because although Tarindra gets you territory, you got to make sure that your line out is fully functional, so that you'll be able to make the most of the line out opportunities that you get close to the line.
One aspect of Supun Vannakulasuriya's game I think he could probably work a little harder on is his throwing. And, that one is off the centre mark once again, but still finds his mark. And referee Fernando thankfully lets play go on. It's a pick and drive from CR off the back of that ruck. Quick ball from them. But again, very good defense from CH. They are coming up very fast on that fringe and preventing CR from making too much ground. Here's Gayan Dilshan with Shamal Veerasekara with him. Kushan Indranil has to go in because the counter ruck is good from CH. They've managed to control it though. The back line ordering another hit. Here's Veerasekara, Vagisha pumping his legs. That's good work from the little man. That's another good break from CR&FC, again picking up and going. And it looked like they had the advantage. And Joel Pereira, or Supun Vannakulasuriya, can't believe his luck. As the referee calls it back, they looked like they were making advances, but they'll have a chance now to go into the lead.
Possibly too much of advantage.
Ratwatha this time opting to go for 3 points. And try and take the lead for the first time in the game.
Yeah, not a bad option after Ratwatha got that conversion from the corner. You think he's obviously got his kicking boots on today. So on a hot, humid afternoon, when 3 points are available, I'm sure his forwards wouldn't mind taking a stroll back, sucking in some big ones.
Straight into the sun this kick will be, so you can see the shadows lengthening across this racecourse grounds. He keeps it nice and low, Ratwatha, and he's pulled it to the side by the looks of things. Straight out in front, but we may have jinxed him from the commentary box here, but it really was a difficult sighter because the sun was in his eyes and he didn't seem to strike that clearly at all at the bottom of the ball where he'd want to. But nevertheless, they have a 22-meter restart. And Samuel Madhuantha will look to put this one long, perhaps. Indeed, he does. And thumps it into the almost towards the opposition 22. Here's Chanaka Chandimal. That pass looks suspiciously forward, but still opening up now for Shamal Veerasekara. Joel Pereira rather. Here's Chandimal again. Indunil realizing he had to straighten it out that time. Kavindu. Cut out pass to Ratwatta.
No.
Ratwatta still going. He gives a long ball away to Chamod Fernando. Chamod Fernando spins out of one tackle. Here's Asit Vijayasinghe.
No horse.
CH&FC's defense has stretched laterally that time.
Play on.
Ball kicked out of that ruck. Referee says play on. Here it is to Chandimal. That time Chandimal puts an intelligent kick in for the chase from Baji Veerasekara. But Anuradha Herath. Sorry, that's Aryapala. Gets around his defender nicely. Here's the scrum half. Rizwan Mohammed, who's crossed over from Army. And Lee Keegle puts the boot in. But it looks like it might have been out on the full and carried back. So CR&FC will have the line out inside the, just on the opposition 22. Untidy play. CH&FC really getting in the CR physical game. They're really disrupting the Rante Giant.
Yes, they've got a few players who are really fronting up in defense and really making a nuisance of themselves with the breakdown. CR would need to make sure that they get good ball of the rucks, clear out whatever stray bodies there are, because their three quarters look dangerous, and if they can just get the ball and get good ball first hand, they should be able to find their way to the try line again.
Good counteracting shown there by CR&FC after they lost the line out yet again. They had to show some intent, the forwards.
Another error at the line out, so that's something that they really need to clean up. Coach Ferretti will need to look at this in the long term as you go ahead. Joel Pereira being given a lecture.
Right, okay, please. Yeah.
Shamal Veerasekara may have a case there to say that he was interfered with. How much protection do you think should be given to the line-out jumper, Giant? I mean, it is a physical sport. But when you're up there and you have the ball, how much do you think you should be protected from the other jumper interfering with you and manhandling you?
Well, that's why you have your two lifters who are entrusted with bringing you down safely after you've won possession. But sometimes when you have the opposition also competing for the ball, it could, result in certain contact happening and you losing your shape, and then it's a long way down from there. But at least we have a nice surface here, so it could be a lot worse, Shanaka.
Certainly could be falling onto a flat, hard, concrete-like surface, which we've sometimes experienced. If you've played any school rugby, I'm sure you've experienced one of those grounds somewhere along the way.
Wait.
Veerasekara at the back, deputizing for his predecessor at number 8 for Isipatana. Omar Gunaratna to come off the bench today.
Are you okay? Coach!
You did say if you had played schools rugby, but we don't have to go that far. A couple of years earlier, few of the club grounds were with the same quality of the concrete underneath.
Henry Terrence on this side, going down in a heap on the tight head side.
Coach! Mine!
Forcing the referee to come across and watch his side of the scrum. That's a better. And yes, that's a good call, I thought, from referee Fernando. There was a drop in the bind, and Henry shakes his head as he walks back. All front rowers will, but that looked like it was the correct call, because when you drop your right shoulder as a tight head, you compromise the entire scrum.
Absolutely, Shanaka. Terence, first time, thought that he could get away with it, but this time, referee Fernando, take a look at the replay.
Captain.
He's already pulling his opposite number down. And there you go, he's the first man to go down.
Captain.
Yeah, he clearly lost his binding there. But then, you know, front row forwards are a different breed. It's never their fault.
Seems like Terence has had a few words to say to the referee after the incident. And referee Fernando will have none of it. And CH&FC now will have to make sure that they have a front row forward join the pack.
That's not very smart play, is it? I mean, you've already conceded a penalty, and then what do? You end up putting your team under even more pressure. So these are the little things that really cost a team, and that was really, really unnecessary. And CR won't mind. They'll know that they'll have the next 10 minutes to play -1 player, and it'll force CH2 to make a change and bring on a scrummaging front rower, should there be a scrum in those 10 minutes.
Tarinder Ratwate, however, misses his second penalty. It was on an easy angle than the first one he converted. So Ratwate
didn't strike that one well either, Sudarshana. It was the same kind of strike that he had on the previous one. So just a bit of how he's placing the ball, or some small little technicality that he'll work out, no doubt. Madhuantha smacks this hard and high down towards the 40-meter mark. Here's Chanaka Chandimal, decides to put it up high. Nicely taken by Rizwan Mohammed there. Lee Keegle steps in off your screen to be the first receiver and opts to run. That's a beautiful bump off the tackle. Just manages to get away before he falls to the ground under that ankle tap.
And an even better offload there to the arriving man. Brilliant stuff by Lee Keegle.
Super play as Rohit Rajapaksa, the captain, carries it on. Nice little show from Samuel Madhuantha, and that's good close quarters passing from CH&FC. Ryan Veerakun just leaves the ball behind. Oh dear. Veerakun looked like he only needed to beat that last defender to get into some real acres of space. But luckily for him, there was a penalty forthcoming for the high tackle. But that's good work from CH. Really good close quarter passing. And Coach Laga, there's some things he coaches really well, and this is one of those things that, you know, players moving the ball at close quarters, that really is a difficult skill to coach, and this CH&FC team that time got it really spot on.
Absolutely, Shanaka. We saw that with St. Thomas's as well, didn't we? And Samuel Madhuantha now given a chance to extend their lead. Tarinder failed with 2 penalties, and Madhuantha, this is definitely in his range, and will be wanting to show off a little to the selectors for the under-20 Rugby Asiad, and no problem. 3 more points for CH&FC. 11 points to 7. They increased their lead.
Certainly no problem. He was controversially left out, wasn't he, Samuel Madhuantha, of the last youth tour, so he will definitely want to make amends for that. Navin Henakan Kanamge already mooted to be the captain of the junior Tuskers.
And deservingly so, Shanaka. He's led all the teams that he captained very well. And here's a replay. Ryan Veerakun initially.
That was for the high tackle, just the tackle before. Thought that, no, are we playing a netball game here? Pick up and go from Anuradha Herath. Good presence of mind from him. And here's a nice long ball across the face. And here's Ruwan Kumara. Good tackle on him by Asit Vijay But more enterprise shown from CH now. They've got a commanding 4-point lead at the moment. I say commanding because CR have looked like they can't close the gap, and that's an excellent kick. Madhuantha really controlling this game from number 10 in the last few moments.
Great presence of mind there by Madhuantha. He recognized that there was space behind. Nobody was covering it, and trying to play the territorial game. This is the addition of Madhuantha at the number 10 jersey instead of the skipper. And your daily sports update in 2 minutes. The recap brought to you on ThePapare.com every day at 6:30 p.m. Do tune in to www.ThePapare.com as we will be bringing you everything that happens around the day. CR&FC yet again setting up, finding it difficult to get the forward strides.
CH on the ascendancy at the moment, and once again open play there with CH giving an opportunity. That was a bit of a forward pass spotted by the referee. So Lee Kegel has definitely put himself as one of the most potent threats in the CH team. He'll definitely be part of the half-time talk for the CR lads, because he's obviously their go-to man in this team. And CR, with Ratwata missing those 2 kicks at goal, very kickable kicks at goal, are guilty of taking their foot off the gas here.
Good. That was a good break by Aryapala. Ruwan Kumara not managing to keep the pass going backwards. But yes, Jayan, Lee Kegel seems to be their go-to man, and it was a shame that they didn't use him very much in the 2 opening games.
Time off.
He's really strong, isn't he, Sudarshana? He's not a big man at number 12. I mean, certainly not the size of guys like Indunil Loga and Veeraratna, but he really packs a punch. So now CH needed to make their front row reserve. Bimal Jayasinghe coming on in place of Rohit Rajapaksa, who will go to the bench for a few minutes while he needs to have his front row forward replaced.
And to all our viewers, when you submit a team card, you need to make sure that you indicate 6 players as front row specialists, and you need to make sure 3 of them are on the park at any given time if a scrum comes up, which is why CH was forced to make that change with Terence Henry, the starting number 1, the tight head, receiving a yellow card for getting on referees here a little too much.
That's a good chase from Sia, really putting some pressure on the CH&FC fullback there. And it seems like it's a knock forward, so that's a good kick and chase. They do say that your kick is only as good as the chase, and that time that was well proven. Aryapala frustrated with himself, but there's not a lot he could have done in that instance. Did as much as he could and dragged down by a hard-working Vagisha Veerasekara.
One of those tiny number 8s, isn't it, Shanaka? You don't expect him to be part of the forwards, let alone be a number 8, Vagisha.
Well, he's a small man, but he's got a big heart, Sudarshana, and you could see that when he played in his green shirt. See whether he can bring that game to the Reds as well. Different, a little bit more difficult to acclimatize for both these players, Chamod and Vagisha, to the club game, given the physicality. But he's controlling this nicely at the back as CR march it forward. And that's a penalty coming very clearly, you could see on the loose head side of the CH scrum. They were standing up, and Ashen Fernando on the tight head side. The schoolboy there getting pats on the back from his mates, really doing some damage.
I thought Ashen Fernando was outstanding when playing for Royal. I thought he was a central part of that Royal rolling maul machine, and to see him in his first club season, not even his first club season, he's just out of school, to see him, you know, in the CR pack leading the way is just something really that bodes well for Sri Lankan rugby.
Very interesting. They were awarded a penalty. They opted to go for a scrum, and they've been awarded another penalty, and referee Fernando will have a very long talk with the captain Rajapaksa. It's the replacement who came in, Jayasinghe, who's been spoken to.
So CH now facing the prospect of losing the replacement prop as well.
Well, what do you do here? You obviously call for another scrum. Put the scrum under a lot of pressure. Try and force a yellow card perhaps. That's good leadership from the CR think tank.
Coach! Mine!
So Jayasinghe will have to desperately try to keep this side up and against Ashane Fernando, he's
Step behind.
got a lot
Play on.
to do. Veerasekara just a little bit late on the pickup. Beautiful work from Rizwan Mohammed to
Play on. Knock back.
get him when he did, and Kavindu De Costa drops that ball, and CH turning attack, defense into attack. Here's Ruan Kumara. Ratpatha has to go back, and that looked like it was offside from Joel Pereira.
No.
The ball seemed to come off Ratpatha.
Definitely did look like Joel Pereira was playing offside, and also he was on his knees when he collected that ball. But
Oh, very lucky CR to get that penalty, because they looked like they should have conceded one a few seconds previously. And you can see there again how you lose focus. They were looking for the penalty in the scrum, and they didn't focus on what would happen if they didn't get it. So that's just, well, I'd say a schoolboy error, but that would be an unnecessary pun.
Yeah, Kavindu De Costa should have, really switched on at the scrum there.
that's the earlier infringement that we were talking about, where CR should have conceded a penalty.
Definitely a ball came off Ratpatha, and Joel Pereira played it in front. Referee missed the ball coming out of the captain's hands for CR. And instead they get to go back where it all started and try again. This is what they desperately need to get right, this line out throw. They've gone to a 4-man line out now, CR. And that's thrown to the front, but not going 5 meters. Says the ref, that's the exact same mistake they made last week against Navy. And you think they've got it fixed by now. That ball to the front for Shamal Veerasekara. Madhuanta taps and will knock it into touch for half-time, and that's the half-time break. CH still with 14 players on the park, but they've got a lead, and that's what they'll be most happy about.
Good awareness of time as well, isn't it, Shanaka? He would have checked with the referee to see whether it was time for half-time. Might as well go into the half with the lead, with a man down as well. And CR&FC had made an early change. They brought Sashan Mohammed in place of Asit Vijaysinha.
Well, let's see how that plays out. It's 11 points to 7 here at half-time. The Racecourse grounds, you're live on ThePapare.com in this Dialog Rugby A-Division League game. A derby game, CR&FC versus CH&FC, coming back to the rivalries of old. And we'll expect a huge second half here from CR, just like they did last week.
And if you have missed the first half action, here you go. This is the first half action, the highlights of the first half. CH&FC getting into the scoring with a penalty from Madhuanta. And take a look at this try. Individual brilliance by Leak Eagle. Show and go, step inside, and too much pace for Chamod Fernando, and he knew exactly where the line was that time.
Brilliant work, and the momentum just carrying him over. Fernando needed to get him earlier. Here's a nice show and go from Guy and Dilshan, and then a little pop from Tarendra Ratpatha for CR's only try. Rafaideen. Ratpatha converted that one from a tough angle, but missed two more straightforward kicks. Here's the last break from Veerakon. Just losing the ball there. And he looked for all money like he might be over if he managed to break that tackle, but unfortunately for him he couldn't. Samuel Madhuanta has kicked well. 5 points from his boot so far. 6 points from his boot actually.
So there you go at half time. The story is 11 points to 8. CH&FC in the lead, and we will go for a quick commercial break, and when we come back we will have the second half action where CH&FC is taking on CR&FC in the first game of the third week of Dialog Club Rugby League 2017-18.
most truth is trust yourself.
Fitness Diaries, in a mission to uplift the fitness arena in Sri Lanka.
Sports වලට ඔයගොල්ලෝ කැමතිද?
අනිවාර්යෙන්.
ඔව්.
නෑ. හොඳටම අඩුයි.
Yeah, of course.
අඩුයි. ඔව්.
කවදාසම ස්පෝර්ට් එක?
ෆුට්බෝල්.
ක්‍රිකට්.
බාස්කට්බෝල්.
මේ UFC වගේ දේවල් නම් සවන බලනවා.
ෆන් and rally විතරයි.
කැමතිම ක්‍රීඩකයෙක් ඉන්නවද කියලා?
අරවින්ද ඩි සිල්වා, අර්ජුන රණතුංග,
සංගක්කාර.
ඒ සරත් ජයසූරිය 96 ටීම් එකම හොඳයි.
සිහියෙන් පාරේ යන්නත් මට දැන් බැහැ වගේ තුන්හිඳ ඇල්ලෙන් හැලෙනවා මට කියන්න ආසයි ආදරේ බක් මහේ අකුණක් ඇවිත් වැදුනා වගේ
Hear it, sing it, share it. Dialog music හඳුන්වා දෙන Yonder Music.
සමහර විශ්ලේෂණයන් තියෙනවා ඒවා සමහර ලාවට හරියන්නත් පුළුවන් වරදින්නත් පුළුවන් කෝසල.
ක්‍රිකට් කියන්නේ අවිනිශ්චිත ක්‍රීඩාවක් ධනුෂ්කයා. අපි දන්නේ නැහැ මොනවද සිදුවන්නේ කියලා. ගොඩක් දේ කතා කරන්න පුළුවන් පිටියෙන් පිටත. නමුත් සියල්ල සිදුවන්නේ පිටිය තුලදී.
පිටියේ ඈත මෑත කතා වෙන්න පුළුවන් පිටියේ ඇතුලේ කතා වෙන්න පුළුවන්. ඒ ක්‍රිකට් විශ්ලේෂණාත්මකව ඔබට සම කරන්නට අපි සූදානම්ින් ඉන්නවා පිටියේ කතා තුලින්. රැඳෙන්න අපිත් එක්ක ThePapare.com ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ ප්‍රමුඛතම ක්‍රීඩා වෙබ් අඩවිය සමග.
Dialog Television per day TV channel card within දින 4ක බෝනස්. දැන් දින 3කට ගෙවා දින 7ක් කැමතිම channel බලන්න. Hollywood, Bollywood, cricket, විශ්ව දැනුම කාඩ්. දිවයින පුරා අලවිනියෝජිතයන්ගෙන් දැන් ලබාගත හැක. Dialog Television ශ්‍රී ලංකාවේ අංක 1 ටෙලිවිෂන් රසාස්වාදය.
Huge amount of cricket fans out there. They look at things in so much detail. They demand detail much more than we have a video analyst for us. These guys want even more detail when it comes to reading about the game and understand. So I think ThePapare.com provides all of that beautifully. So congratulations and well done to ThePapare.com, because for people like me and for millions of other cricket fans around the world.
Watch the latest seasons of your favorite TV shows on the same day as the US. Good Behavior, Young Sheldon, DC's Legends of Tomorrow, Blind Spot, Jane the Virgin, Law and Order True Crime, MacGyver, and many more unfold exclusively on Dialog Television, Sri Lanka's #1 television experience. Introducing the Sri Lanka's #1 television experience now brings you the Interclub Rugby season live. Don't miss out on any of the action. Exclusively on Dialog Now, channel #1 on Dialog Television, the Dialog TV Go app, ThePapare.com and Dialog My TV.
Welcome back to the live action, brought to you on www.thepapare.com, Dialog TV channel 1 and also on My TV. And if you missed the first half action, CH&FC 11 points to 7, looking for their first win after 30 games in the club rugby league. They've been at the receiving end for far too long, but if they can get a win here, it'll be a very memorable win against their arch rivals, who are just a few paces away from their home grounds. CR&FC on the other hand will take heart from their victory last week where they made a huge comeback, but it's just 4 points that they need to come back from. But what they can't do is be complacent, Shanaka.
Certainly not. I think you need to go back to that halftime break last week and see what is it that worked for us, why are we not doing it? And I think the simple answer is keeping the ball in hand. And the other issue is the fact that they need to try and win some ball from their set pieces. They're not able to feed the ball out from their scrum. They've won some penalties at the scrum, but it doesn't matter if you can't clear the ball from the scrum. So I think Supun Wannakula Surya and Kavinda De Costa need to have a close, hard look at their core skills over the course of the next week and need to work on those really well. But for CH, 30 games, as you said, Sudarshan, on the trot, without a win. Is this going to be the one that they come back and break that jinx? That's the man who's been entrusted with it. He's as calm as you like, Laga. Never really gets very emotional on the bench. And he would have told these experienced players just a few words. Boys, do this, do that, and then they'll get the job done. So Umaka Gunaratna is stripped off, and let's see whether he joins the fray now, whether that will make a difference.
A question to both of you. We have seen a huge decrease in numbers that turn out for this game. What do you think needs to be done for the turnout to increase?
I just think our Papare coverage has just got too good, Sudarshan. I think that's partly the problem.
Apart from it, but we used to see a lot of people, especially this game, CH and CR playing each other, used to be one of those look forward to games.
Yeah, well, mind you, we're, on a Friday at 3:45, most people are at work, just leaving school, so it's not ideal in terms of timing, but numbers have dwindled a bit in the club game. There's many reasons for that. Quality of the games, maybe. The attraction is not quite what it used to be. I remember when we were growing up, coming and seeing the likes of PC Nagata, Hunter and JL Salu Salu. It was a different game back then. I'm not for one saying that foreigners have to be included, but it was more of a spectacle back then than it is today.
I do agree with you. When I grew up, I watched the likes of Indrajit Bandaranaike with Kitty Buddy Bully playing for Kandy Sports Club. That's one ground that you don't see a decrease in number. So your argument, Shanaka, the Papare broadcast affecting the crowd doesn't count there up in Kandy.
Well, nothing can keep the Kandy crowd away from games, and it would be lovely to see that spirit here in Colombo as well, despite your alternatives. And it's an untidy restart, but CH&FC managed to run onto it through Satya Ranatunga, but the referee may have spotted a knock forward. So again, restarts proving to be a problem. So it's the restarts and it's the set pieces that are proving problematic for both teams, really.
They were quite lucky, CR&FC, because Joel Pereira just tapped the ball behind, but there were 3 CH&FC players trying to pounce on that ball. Luckily, they couldn't collect it cleanly.
We see that in the international game as well. One of those poachers just going behind the ball receiver, De Costa to Chandimal. He puts it in behind the head of the winger, Ruan Kumara, on this side of the field, on the broadcast box side of the field. So he's just on the 40-meter mark. They've got a net gain, but they've given the ball away again.
Yeah, it doesn't look like there are too many personal changes on the field yet. Maybe CR is waiting for the 60-minute mark to introduce some of their big guns. But it's important that CR get their hands on the ball.
That's an excellent throw-in from Pulasti Bandara. Madhuanta running onto it. Good pass from Rizwan as well, and a good chase from Lee Keegle that time, but he overran the ball just a little bit. Ratwatta now trying to dummy his way through, but finding a willing tackler in the CH defensive line. Chanaka Chandimal just chipping this one over the top. He's only got himself chasing, so a bit of a lack of communication between himself and the rest of the team. And again, just good possession, kicked away to no avail.
Unnecessary, isn't it, Shanaka? Because we saw when they held on to the ball for more than 4 phases what the CR team can do, and they opted to passed the ball inside the own 22, and when in the opposition 22, they go for the kicking option. Madhuwanta now kicking the ball to the hands of Sashan Mohammed. Chandimal gives it to Fernando. He's trying to punch a gap but runs straight into Satya Ranatunga. He manages to rip that ball out from Chamud.
Biggest man on smallest man in the park, and I don't know how that ball came this way. That was a nice pass into space. Just not read enough by the runner. It was Gayan Dilshan, I think. Hamid De Costa goes across field and gives it to Kokila Samadha Peruma. De Costa again looking for a runner. Decoy run. And Chanaka Chandimal takes it into contact. Manages to offload for De Costa to change direction again. Joel Pereira. Ball was held up and the referee says that he held on. Joel, just too long. So good rip by Yoshita Rajapaksa there. Well over the ball and managed to do it really quickly.
It's a skill that Yoshita Rajapaksa has aced in the recent times. He's right on top of that ball. Good timing. He's not the tackler, he's the player arriving at it, and like all good flankers do, pouncing on that ball.
Well, that's an interesting one. If you could see that replay again, just even slower motion, that would be fantastic, just to show you what exactly happened there, as CR&FC find themselves defending on their 22-meter line again, all coming back from when they had possession. You watch it here. You watch the run from Joel Pereira. He falls down. Yoshita's over the ball. And he picks that ball up. So he's not holding on. And Ashen Fernando drags that ball back while the ball is in there. Nothing wrong with that. So is that a holding on? Or was the ball just lost in normal play? It was a great turnover. But it was two turnovers in quick succession. Here's CR&FC with a little bit of space. Charana Charmikara again. Busting 2 tackles away.
High tackle. No advantage gaining.
There's a high tackle, says the referee. He'll go back to the
high tackle.
Yes, a high tackle. So CR&FC will. That's the one he's talking about. CR have a chance to go again.
They've decided to take it quickly, CR. They want to make sure that they keep the momentum going.
Costa. Again losing the ball. Lee Keegle once again instrumental in that tackle in dislodging the ball. And now Rizwan Mohammed will put the boot through. He had read that one well though, Chamud Fernando.
CR once again guilty of just going into contact too much. They've got them stretched out wide and they're just not making use of the number. And another thing is when they've got their numbers out wide and then they choose to go into contact, there's no one over the ball really. So that's simply playing into Yoshita's and CH&FC's hands. So not very intelligent play by CR, but CH is going to love this. CR is actually making it very easy for CH. And if CH gets another opportunity to put points on the board, well, that'll really set the cat amongst the pigeons.
Chamud Fernando being substituted with Rehan Silva, the experienced man coming into the park. He will be looking to make a difference.
Silva in the number 20 jersey today. 28 actually. Rizwan Mohammed waits and gives it to Madhuwanta. Lee Keegle trying to attack that channel. The ball coming off a CR&FC hand, so it's open play. Here's Rohan Kumar testing the defense of Rehan Silva first up. The first tackle is missed and Chandimal gets back to make it. And here's Yoshita well in support. Nicely done there by the open side flanker for CH. Lovely angle coming in from Satya Ranatunga as well, still pumping his legs. Needed to have straightened it out just a little bit more, Satya. And now CH with the ascendancy, just outside the 22. Here's Keegle, the danger man, stepping through. Lovely step off the right foot from Lee Keegle. And again, they will... Oh, straight over the top, says the referee. And that's really unlucky for CH because you had momentum. There was no contest for the ball. Let's watch it again here. Stepping back on the inside, breaking the first tackle. Shane Samadha Peruma. Oh, and that's a hooker going over the top. He made absolutely no difference to that ruck. That's a real shame for CH.
Absolute shame because CH&FC did look very good. And Shanak, it comes down to how much you want this win, isn't it? Like we spoke earlier, CH&FC haven't won a single game for the past 30 encounters, whereas CR&FC, like we spoke, again looking like they are a little too complacent after that win against Navy.
The inconsistency of this CR side is something that Coach Ferretti will need to think about. And Rohan Fernando, don't forget to join me on the breakdown as we discuss the ins and outs of the Dialog Rugby League 2017 and 18 every week. Your 5-minute discussion on what went on in the week. There's a man down in back play and has been down in back play for a while. He's
okay?
Not looking good. It might be Rohan Kumara.
මම ගේම් එක කන්ටිනියු කරනවා ඕගොල්ලන් මාරු කරන්නේ නැත්නම් මෙයා එළියට අරගෙන ස්ටැපින් එක දාලා එවන්න. Okay?
Well, it presents the teams with an opportunity to have a drink,
okay,
reassess how the game's going, what's working, what's not. CH undoubtedly the happier of the two teams at the moment, but this next quarter will be vital in terms of how the game goes. CR have a good position just on the 10-meter line of the CH 10-meter line. First things first to win the line out, and hopefully we'll see the ball go out wide, Chanaka.
Well, they've got ample riches out wide.
Wait.
Here's a replacement coming in for CH. Chula Susanta, one of the experienced men, coming in on the wing. And that ball looks like it was stolen, but stolen right back. And that's great running from CH here. Sajid Saranga smashes into Rehan Silva. And CH with a lot of go forward at the moment. Satya Ranatunga now. Everyone looking to pick up and go here for CH. Pulasti Bandara controls it at the back for his scrum half. And Madhuanta on the left foot.
And
that's a lovely try from Lee Keegle. Gets a brace. Samuel Madhuanta take a bow jump. And that was a lovely left-footed little dink through the top. And Lee Keegle read it brilliantly and swooped in like a vulture to score that try on the left corner.
The defenders were taken by surprise. They did not realize the Lee Keegle was approaching. Their eyes was on the outside man, Aryapal, who was on the wing. But brilliant thinking from Madhuanta. He's teaching the experienced Chandimal a lesson here. Take a look at this. Little tap. And Lee Keegle fully committing. And Sashan Mohammed guilty of non-marking that ball.
Mohammed didn't see the threat coming in. He was looking over his left shoulder. Didn't hear Lee Keegle steaming up on his right shoulder. And that shouldn't have mattered. Mohammed should have been attacking that ball as soon as it bounced. And this man, Samuel Madhuanta, with that pinpoint pass for Lee Keegle's first try. And that little left-footed kick has really made a difference by playing in the number 10 jersey for CH&FC today. That kick just banana curving away from the left-hand upright, right-hand upright rather. But this man has put clear daylight between himself and his team and CR&FC.
Are we in for another late show, Shanaka?
We sure do hope so for CR&FC's sake. But as for CH&FC, what a display of rugby that they are capable of playing as the season progresses.
Number 20 and number 1.
Because remember, we're just 3 games into this Dialog Club Rugby League, and by the looks of it, CH&FC, if they have the proper man in place, we'll make sure that they are very competitive throughout the league. Chandimal with the restart, going deep and finds Madhuanta easily, who has no problem and kicking the ball into touch. So now CH&FC will be focused on playing territorially, and they will want to make sure that they play most of the rugby on the opposite half.
CR&FC making some changes. I'm seeing Malka Gunratha coming onto the field. So we did speak about them having some players on the bench to bring in some firepower towards the end of towards the last 2 quarters of the game, and CR&FC really need some sort of spark to get going again. They've been far too lenient and far too passive in this game.
Red ball.
So hopefully that will ignite them back into life.
Red.
Sasika Ashan and Omalka Gunaratne added to the 3rd row in place of Veerasekara and Wagisha, the 2 Veerasekaras in fact. Here's Rehan Silva. Beautiful work from him, staying strong in the tackle, puts a little chip through, it might have been a little too far. Rizwan Mohammed gets back nicely to clear that ball, tidy it up. And CH now on their own line. And Madhuantha can do nothing but clear it under severe pressure and gets good ground as well. So Rehan Silva is not starting Sudarshana because he's got an AC joint injury. Here's Ratpatha's pass. Nice little step away from the tackle of Leak Eagle. Just needed to keep that along the flow, I think. Rehan, maybe just a grubber through. Easy to say in hindsight, sitting from the commentary box, of course.
Good.
That's a better throw. Sashika Ashan wins it at number 6, and it's quick ball off the top for Chandimal. Chandimal with a little loop around from Ratpatha. There's an inside ball, elaborate play there, and Chandimal has to tidy up the dropped ball.
Please! Step back, wait!
Here it is again for Gayan Dilshan.
Step back!
Kavindu De Costa. Ratpatha with a long ball out. It goes through the legs of Charana Chamikara, but they still have Supun Vannakula Surya, who is a willing runner, runs straight into his front row nemesis, Terence Henry. Here's Ratpatha again. Good ball out to Riza Rafaidin, who's sat on his back very quickly. Good CH defense there. Here's some ball taken at pace. Advantage. This is better from them. De Costa. Chandimal, oh, that's a terrible pass. But Gayan Dilshan still seems to be able to make it worse. Here's Kavindu De Costa now. Chandimal to Silva. Silva running out of space on the left-hand flank. And here's Joel Pereira now. Here's a long ball over the top. Hafiz Noor. The 2 props combining in midfield. They probably needed to get that out to the faster men on the outside. Running onto that ball quickly was Sashan Mohammed. Supun Vannakula Surya now. And straight down, says the referee. It looked like it might have been Supun. Well, Supun is the only man who's beyond the ball, who's getting up from the floor. So he wants to know who it was that went over him. And the referee is hard pressed to answer that question.
Maybe it was Shashika who was the second man arriving to that ball who sealed it out.
I thought they didn't have any numbers to their breakdown, and that led to Sashika having to go off his feet to blow off the CH play over the ball. Once again, I mean, they've got some good width in their game, but unfortunately they can't seem to put men in space at pace, and that's really playing into CH's hands at the moment.
So here go the replays to clear out all the doubts. Yes, 2 men coming in, straight going inside that truck, but
there's a man lying all over the ball, Sudarshana. So what are they supposed to do is the question that they'll ask when they watch that replay. But what they are supposed to do is get under him and roll him away. You can see that both those men have suffered for lying on the ball like that, because Ashan and who else it was from Sia did go into that run pretty hard.
Right, are you okay? We are going to play, okay?
But this is where the consistency comes into play, Chan, because the way that, because there's always a penalty that you can blow up as a referee if you want to in rugby, and it's just about making sure you preserve the contest for the ball. And if there's no upset in that contest for the ball, then just let play go on if there's no material interference.
Yeah, to be fair by referee Fernando, I thought he penalized CH also when they were on the move and looking dangerous to score. So at least he's been consistent at the breakdown. Some of his other calls have been a bit questionable, but like you said, consistency is all you can hope for as a spectator.
CH&FC will be hoping for a settled line out, because even when they hold on to position, they look threatening as well, especially their back line.
Certainly have been, and they've shown much more enterprise. Madhuvantha has been really outstanding in his decision making. That ball is well crooked.
Now that is a throw, even if it wasn't contested, can be called crooked, because Yoshita Rajapaksa had to lean on to his left side outside shoulder to collect that one, or would have ended up in the hands of the scrum half.
Yes, I think some margins for error can't be allowed. You can watch it here. It goes straight towards the CH&FC backline. Yoshita had to reach out with his left hand. So no way you can excuse that kind of crookedness. Takes it on the outside shoulder. Yes, you can certainly let it go, but not that time. And Costa waits to feed the scrum. CR's scrum has not been firing so far. And again, it's untidy ball at the back.
Great pressure from CH. But now CR&FC earning a penalty.
Kavindra Costa knows the penalty is coming, so he chooses to kick it away. And Arya Pala collects the ball cleanly, so the referee will come back for the penalty. But again, the scrum under severe pressure, and Umarka Gunaratna not able to deal with that ball at the back. Hafiz Noor has come on and is having some trouble up front against these big boys, Satya Ranatunga and Terence Henry, the experienced Sri Lanka prop forwards, really proving their worth their weight in gold.
CR&FC need to hurry. They just have that solitary try that they scored in the first half to show for points. The longer it takes, the more frustration that will be built up inside their heads.
So it's almost an hour now, Sudarshan, and they just scored the one try, so that's going to worry the CR&FC coaching staff for sure, that they haven't been able to string together anything. Again, a shocking line out. CR's set pieces have been terrible. Yoshita Rajapaksa ducks under a high tackle and manages to make ground, but the referee's got his arm out for advantage. Madhuvantha realizes that it's a free play, so he just thumps it up in the air, but the referee will come back for a high tackle.
Referee Fernando will consult his assistants, and seems like it's time for
Gayan Dilshan to go to the bin.
Yes, and
red number 2.
CR&FC wanted.
Red number 2.
They are now at a numerical disadvantage, and CR also makes another change. Hafiz, who made.
Are you okay?
Big one. That's Samad Perima, who's making way for Udara Gayan. The two props who started the previous game.
Right, okay.
They have just struggled for fluence in this game. It's just been all stop-start from CR, and just like they looked at, they were getting something going. You know, they made a bad choice, taking the ball into contact when there were men on the outside. So they find themselves still 2 scores behind with just a quarter to go, and they're also a man shy now. So they're really setting themselves a mountain to climb here, and CH look to be getting strong as the game goes on.
And at that time, you can't fall Supan Varnakulasuri. If the hooker hits your hands, it's the jumper's responsibility to make sure that the ball is securely on your side, isn't it, Shanagar?
Absolutely, there's no fault of Supan there at all.
Advantage.
Joel 6 just needed to time that one a little better and make sure he keeps it in hand. That's a good break from Yoshita Rajapaksa here. Nicely done by the experienced former Sri Lanka captain, and Madhuvantha with the drop goal, but it's just off to the left. But he knew the penalty was coming, so again a good choice from
red number 6, high tackle.
the fly half. gets a few low fives from his team. And another high tackle that CR&FC have paid the penalty for.
The discipline needs to be on spot because remember, you're one man down, and with a kicker of that caliber in your opposition team, you got to be very careful where you give away your penalties, because he can definitely make you pay. Samuel Madhuanta. And like we mentioned, he has a big point to prove. And can he drive this CH&FC team to their first win in 30 games?
This kick is absolutely huge because that will put them 19-7 ahead. And that belief will start coming into the CH team. CR will just have to go back and just play ball in hand rugby. They can't afford to slow the game down. They can't afford to grind teams out or grind CH out in this game. It's off the upright there.
And the play continues. There was a great chase by Sasanka Ariyaratne, but Reza Rafaidin was the first man to it. CR&FC now need to get out of jail. Coming to Costa, kicking from base. Underneath this, Rohit Rajapaksa, who gives it out to Aripala. Aripala now to Chula Susanta. Trying to run around. Supun Varnakulasuriya manages to do so. And he's bundled into touch. Nervy movements for CR&FC and all their fans. CH&FC, like Jayan mentioned, really believing that they can push this one through.
Well, how unlucky was that for Samuel Madhuanta? Here's Chula Susanta's break. He's fresh legs, so he backed himself to go into the corner. But, well, looks like he might have just got that ball back into play before he touched the ground. But Ratpatha was the one who came away with it. Touch judge just on the spot. Didn't have the benefit of the replay. But again, Sudarshana, that chase, nobody from CR&FC was marking the post, and even though it came off the post, it looked for all money like Sasanka Ariyaratne might be the first man there. So it's that hunger that CR are showing that is making that CH are showing that's making the difference. And again there you saw Zayan Sabah not just picking the ball up and going back in field. He tried to make yards and got pushed into touch. So it's really bad decisions that are being made by this CR side.
One after the other, and they've just lost a line out inside their own 5 meters. Couple of changes coming in. Zaba coming in place of Supun Varnakulasuriya, but Zaba is already on the ground, and Rehan Virakon making his debut for CR&FC in place of Chanaka Chandimal. But CR needs
looks like there's carnage on the ground there. There's Sabah on the ground. There's a CH prop on the ground. Oh, it's a meeting of the hookers on the ground.
Absolutely.
Scrum.
CR&FC need to settle down. They need their leaders to speak up now.
Not looking good for CR&FC. Looks like Zaba has popped a shoulder. As you can see, his jersey being lifted to support that.
I think he gave a boot to the face of Pulasti Bandara and then went down under his shoulder. And how often do you see the two hookers lying next to each other on the white line?
Immediate gratification, isn't it, for Zaba? He just came into the field. Very, very unfortunate for him. And all photographs and the videos can be purchased at very reasonable rates on ThePapare.com. You can call us on 777-839-829. That's 0777-839-829. Or alternatively, email us on info@thepapare.com with the photographs and with the links for the photographs and the videos that you'd like to purchase, and you'll be able to purchase them at a very reasonable rate.
It's really unfortunate for Zayan Sabah, the former Wesley captain, just coming into this game on the hour mark.
Red number 2 off on.
And after his first play, being forced off the field with what looks like a dislocated shoulder.
Red number 2
that could put him out for a while, especially in the throwing front. That dislocated shoulder will really hamper his line-out throwing more than anything else. So that's a really big problem for CR, who's had to send Supun Varnakulasuriya back.
Time on.
Pulasi Pandara. It's only a knock to the head, he says. And he's back in action.
Seems like he's been taken out, Chanaka. Replaced by
substitute
Fernando for CH&FC. Supun, on the other hand, for CR&FC would have a hope for a breather and a little bit of water. Has been forced back into the game in place of Zaba.
That's an interesting one because the referee is running across now to the fourth official to find out whether that substitution, that reversal of the substitution was possible, or whether CR&FC have to send one of their unused front row substitutes. It's all a very grey area of the game.
They used all their front row substitutes, Shanaka, so what they have to do is they have no option but to use Supun, because you need to make sure that you have a specialized front rowers that are listed on the team cards to be on the park. And CH&FC would want this game to get on. They have the forward march now.
Time on. පුළුවන් කියන්නේ ඒගොල්ලන්ගේ වෙන front rows ලා නෑ change කරන්න.
CR&FC need to clear the line.
Finally some sanity prevails and the game's underway. Looks very much like there's no more front rowers left on the CR bench, so Supun has to be called back to continue the rest of the game. In the event Supun goes off, then we're going to have uncontested scrums, which no rugby supporter really likes to see.
And can you excuse that when all you got to do is make sure that you clear your line? CR&FC dropping the ball inside their own 22. Remember, they need 2 scores to make sure that they have a reasonable result from this game, but all they do is make it worse for themselves.
Yeah, well, this is playing straight into CH's hands. They'll be very happy to camp here in the CR22. Maybe a couple of hits, and I won't be surprised if Madhuvanta takes another pop at the sticks, given that he's got that ability, and why not?
Straight off the back goes Rohit Rajapaksa, and Yoshida straight through the gap. He's under the post. Oh, he lost the ball. He's lost the ball. And yes, the referee is going to blow for the TMO to see whether that ball was lost backwards. But Rohit Rajapaksa.
What a pity.
Oh, that was a beautiful move, wasn't it?
That was a beautiful move, and what acceleration on the flanker.
Yes, come in.
Rohit Rajapaksa that would have definitely put the final nail in CR's coffin if
Rohan, you want whether it's a try or not?
But now the television match
no
official
sir,
will take
any
a look
reason. Last tackle
to see exactly what happened there.
And it was a really well called move. 8 to 9, back inside to 6.
Well, seeing it live, it looked very much like he lost control of the ball, but I wonder if there was downward pressure as he crossed the line.
Well, seems like he lost it behind. So for all good measure, if the person who was arriving, Sasanka Ariyaratne, if he collected it cleanly.
Yeah, the ball was not in the frame, was it? So
here you go, Rajapaksa streaming through. And he loses the ball behind. And it hits the cushion, and Ariyaratne, what they need to take a look at is whether Ariyaratne collected it cleanly, and if he did, there is no reason why they shouldn't allow that try.
I think he did. My first instinct was that Ariyaratne had scored when that ball went backwards.
You can award a scrum 5 meters, red ball.
That first angle, the first run of play angle, if we can see that, we'll see it.
Time on. Sir, knock forward. Scrum. Red ball.
Oh, it's not forward, is it? Interesting call from TMO Nizam Jamaldeen. Really interesting call. It was an interesting call indeed, because Rehan Silva just got across to make that tackle, but the CR close in defense parted like the Red Sea there for Yoshida Rajapaksa, and he knows that if he just put his shoulder into and put in the big dive a little earlier, that would be a 7-pointer, and he could break his team's duck.
Very important scrum coming up for CR&FC. Gunaratne taking things to his own hands. And that's a good kick. Aryapala on the chase. Sashan Mohammed right behind him. Aryapala collects it inside the 22, and that's not a great kick. Veerakon collecting the ball and feeding off to Hafil.
Step back.
Costa to Veerakon to Ratwatte. Ratwatte goes in, and this is the same area that he scored a try. Oh, did very well. Did very well Anurag Herat to get to that ball first, because Ratwatte did look like he will be able to try and get to that.
Well, in a foot race, you're going to back Anurag Herat to win that one against Ratwatte. I'm not sure it was the right option that time. And again, the TMO called into question.
Jamal.
CR versus CH. We're wondering whether this was the match that needed the TMO of this Dialog Rugby A Division League weekend. It looks very much like the TMO has been called into question several times.
Third time referee Jamaldeen has been called to assistance. Take a look at this.
But putting the boot in there. Herat turns and chases, so it's a foot race between the two. The ball favors the bounce of Herat, and it looked like it's a knock forward from Ratwatte the first before anything else. So it will be a 5-meter scrum.
Once again, looking at that replay, you could see a number of red shirts on the outside there. So whereas the kick and chase would have come off well if he had actually scored, but makes you want to think, makes you wonder whether he would have been better off keeping the ball in hand there.
CR have been guilty of those decision-making errors throughout this game. When they had to pass, they had kicked. When they had to kick, they had passed.
Yes, as I was saying earlier, it's a decision-making that's been the massive difference. Avishka Lee coming on at scrum half. A big game for him. He's got 15 minutes to play in this all-important encounter. 16 points to 7, so more than 2 scores away. More than 1 score away, rather. CH&FC looking to win their first game in 31 matches. They've not lost a game, they've not won a game in the last 2 seasons. So this will be a huge boost to CH&FC rugby. They play their rugby across the road from here at the CH grounds. But that's a cricket ground at this time of the year, so they've had to move across the road and make this their home. And what a fillip it will be for CH Rugby if they manage to beat their age-old arch rivals from across the road as well in this big derby encounter.
What a game to end their losing streak, isn't it, Shanaka? And like I mentioned, I'm sure they wouldn't mind playing the rugby here at Racecourse, better park. Yoshida Rajapaksa going through a concussion test, HIA.
You can see he really wants to stay on the field. He's putting his mouth guard back in and saying, hey, I'm good to play. But looks like the neck brace is coming on and Yoshida may just need to go off. It looked like when he almost scored that try as well, he looked like he got a bit of a head clash there with Rehan Silva. So this might be an aggravation of that. There's really no sense in keeping him on and risking further injury. HIA protocols are very strict and it's with good reason.
But this man who was on your screen, Leak Eagle, has been that person who sparked this CH&FC team. Now he will have to take a little more responsibility in leading the outfit losing Yoshita Rajapaksa. And here's another look at why the play has been stopped. Tarendra Ratwate opting for the kick and chase, and Jan absolutely look at the people who are running on the outside. Riza Rafaidin, Charana Charmikar, and Rehan Silva, and another CR&FC player.
Yeah, Bill, that's been the main issue for CR today. I mean, even when they've had men on the outside, they haven't been able to get the ball to them at pace. They've been guilty of being flat-footed too many times. And Yoshita looks like he's just played his last bit. And along with Lee Kegel, I thought that Yoshita had an absolute blinder today. He was all over the place. He was very good ball in hand. He was very good in defense. So the last 15 minutes would be a different game without him on the park. Is this CR's moment?
What CR needs is another moment like this, because they're 2 scores away. And CH&FC opting to keep it close. Skipper Rajapaksa breaking from the back of that scrum, and Samuel Madhuanta will put the ball into touch, and it will hit the boards on the side, so there will be no chance of quick line out.
Really good kick as well, under tremendous pressure from that CR&FC scrum. And he managed to put that ball nearly 40 meters into touch. That's outstanding work from Samuel Madhuanta. 10 and 12 have been really superb for CH&FC today. Yoshida Rajapaksa, before he went off, also almost scored the match clinching try. That's a better line out for CR. Here's Rehan Virakun, gives it to Rafaidin. Costa goes in, borrows in after that ball. Referee protecting the half-back nicely there, but again, all on his own in midfield is Supun Vannakulasuriya. CR taking a long time to get to those breakdowns. Rehan changing direction, and here's Joel Pereira. And again, he's isolated outside there. Rehan Silva manages to get over the ball just in time. And that's a nice ball away to Hafiz Noor. Costa. Here's the numbers now. They've got to use the hands, CR. Vagisha. Ratwata access scrum half. Here's the ball across the face. And not the pass to throw at that point in time, especially not to a front row forward. And again, CR's decisions are just mind-boggling.
CR&FC, just when they looked like they had some momentum going, and again Rehan Virakun, his inclusion seems to have brought on a little bit of urgency, but that time Udaragan not able to collect that ball from Rehan.
Well, you've always got to look at who you're passing, isn't it, Sudarshan? And you've got to know who the man is, whether you're passing to a back or you're passing to a forward. And the way he's standing should give you an indication of where he wants the ball. And big prop forwards like this man in your picture, they generally want it in the breadbasket. So you don't want to be reaching down and in front of you for the ball.
Time on. Mark here.
Coach Laga has decided that
Wait, my call.
Terence Henry has played his part in this game. Keep an eye out on that number 21 jersey for CH, Lee.
That's surely a penalty. Yes. And CR will probably take the points here. You can see Omarka Gunaratne immediately pointing to the posts and helping his skipper out. Remember that we've had 6 points left on the park. Tarendra Ratwata, as we watch this scrum being absolutely dismantled there. See it standing up very clearly.
Interestingly enough, CR&FC yet again opting to go for a scrum. They're confident that they'll be able to get another penalty out of this one. But what they need to be careful is, what if they don't?
Here's Omarka Gunaratne going off the back of that scrum. Manages to throw a loose pass. Rehan Silva, again that team going backwards, and number 19 falling all over the ball there. Coming to Costa. Wins another penalty. And the referee might think about a yellow card here. Taken quickly by Sashan Mohammed. Here's a nice pass from Gayan Dilshan. out to Riza Rafaidin. Rafaidin runs into his opposite number, Anuradha Herat. And the ball is now available for Wannakula Surya. Kamindu de Costa. Here's Gayan. Again isolated. Rolls nicely though and gets into a good body position to make the ball available. Here's Rehan. Hafiz Noor thumps into one, but again he's all alone in his carry. Ratwatta puts the head down. There's no option with the CH&FC defense swarming.
Looks like it's been turned over by CH&FC. Referee now playing advantage. And CR penalized.
Again, when the referee at the other end looked like he wanted to call the player over and give him a yellow card, Sashan Mohammed took it quickly and went. And that was the end of that. So Ratwatta having a debate with the referee is going to come to no avail.
Number 18.
Take a look at this. Sajid Saranga released the man and was right on top of that ball. And
you know, I have to say, even Kamindu de Costa seems to have had a poor game today. It's just a case of throwing the ball to the left, throwing the ball to the right. There's no shape, there's no purpose. They haven't worked through the opposition in this game. They haven't broken them down. They've just thought, okay, let me try the left, let me try the right. There's been no pattern to their game. And CH have just thwarted them at every given opportunity so far.
But look at those numbers that are arriving for CH&FC at every breakdown. They're showing plenty of hunger. They may have given away advantage to CR&FC this time for going off their feet, but they're showing plenty of intent.
Real urgency from CH in defense, but they've given away penalties, and now I think it looks like they might be losing another man. The referee almost sent one to the bin in the last penalty. And Sasank Aryaratna, that's a big loss for them. Straight in from the side, says the referee. And that's a huge loss because they've lost Yoshita Rajapaksa. And now they're losing Sasank Aryaratna, so their third row completely decimated. Aryaratna is shaking his head, he can't believe it. But this could be the moment that changes the game, Sudarshana, because Aryaratna is such a massive asset in defense.
Absolutely, Shanaka. He's one of those players who are very influential, especially in your defense, and also gets in on a little bit on the attack. Ratwatte searching for a long touch, and luckily for him,
how good was that kick? It was a stunning kick, wasn't it? Aryapala had no option but to palm it over. But I'm still wondering about turning down that decision to kick at the posts, Sudarshana, because suddenly when you're within one score, it puts the pressure back on the opposition, doesn't it?
Wait, number 2.
Watch this one, it just barely trickles over the touchline. Aryapala thinks he's got it, thinks he's got it, thinks he's got it. Oh no.
CR opting to go for a quick line out. Hafiz Noor taking the ball forward.
Forwards will do well to keep this one with them. Gayan Dilshan is back on the park. The clear out is better that time from CR. Here's Gunaratna. Difficult to stop from this distance out. But again, untidy ball. And it looked like a penalty coming from earlier on.
It did look like Omalka lost control of that ball. First of all, CR will have to hurry. Just 7 minutes to go. They need to score twice, remember. Even if they convert this try, they will still be 2 points short, and that's when that penalty you are talking about comes into play, Shanaka.
Well, let's see. We don't want to be doomsday prophets too early. I was playing Ultimate at CR the other day, and CR boys saying this chap only talks about us after we win. So let's wait and see what that's a big collapse. I thought the CR prop was guilty of it at that time. Omalka Gunaratna, they swarmed all over him.
No, not 5 meter.
Himesh Apunsu managing to turn that ball over, but it was a penalty. Wannakula Surya taking it from the incorrect mark.
Costa taking it quickly to Ratwatta. Ratwatta looks outside, puts a little kick in. Oh dear, has it gone too far? Yes, it has. Oh my days, what a shocking option. What an absolutely shocking option. Referee saying that the advantage was over. And Kavinder De Costa, all he needed to do was put the ball down there and make sure he gave it to the forwards, gave it to Ratpatha, and the ball was in play. Suddenly there was nothing on. And on this turf, Sashan Mohammed not expecting that kickoff. CR&FC look like they're trying to lose this game.
CH&FC will take all the sweet time they need to take this 22-meter dropout.
Even off that scrum, I thought CR was going to get the squeeze on, and Omar could just pick the ball straight away. So not very smart rugby.
Sashan Mohammed now looking to try and make amends. Smashed in a tackle by Saranga. Here's Kavinder De Costa trying to wriggle through, throws the ball away, and Rehan Veerakun, yes, it was Rehan Veerakun who knocks that ball on. So it's been a real sorry tale for CR. They look a shadow of the side that they looked like in the last 40 minutes of the game against Navy, which means that was the anomaly and not this. You can see CH with their body language. Sajid Saranga, the experience. Satya Ranatunga with the experience. They're still down a man, but it wouldn't bother them.
4 minutes to go, CH with possession. And most importantly, an 8-point lead. 9-point lead rather. CH still on the move.
Nice number 8 play. And let's remember also that this 16 points to 7 win, this 16 points to 7 margin is thanks to that TMO decision as well, which deemed that the ball went backwards. Might have been 23 if not for that, and CR would definitely be out of it.
Well, seems like Samuel Madhuanta will get another opportunity to put 3 more points on the board, and 76 minutes. I know there's plenty time for CR to come back, but it's time for us to decide on a man of the match performance. The man on your screen taking the kick, Samuel Madhuanta, did raise his hand up. The assist for the first try, the kick pass for the second, and the rest of the points that he scored for CH&FC. But in my opinion, it's only one man who deserves that accolade, wearing the number 12 jersey from CH&FC, Lee Kegel. Shanaka, Jayan, what do you think?
Yes, what a wonderful kick. And I'm wondering, Sudarshana, with that kick, with that 40-meter kick, whether we have to amend our decision to make Samuel Madhuanta the man of the match, because he had a hand and a foot in both tries that this man scored, Lee Kegel. And Kegel ran onto that beautiful pass, 2 beautiful passes, one off the foot, one off the hand. So it's a split decision for now. Jayan, yours is the casting vote.
I would have to go with Lee Kegel actually, because I thought his aggressive, abrasive attacking intent really lifted the spirits of the CH team. So my vote would have to go with Kegel.
Well, it's a split decision, 2-1 in favor of Lee Kegel, who has been outstanding. Samuel Madhuanta, of course, playing in the number 10 jersey, and that change to the number 10 position seems to have paid dividends for CH&FC today. They've gone 30 games without a win, and it looks very, very much like that duck is going to break today, and the 31st game is going to be a win in this Maitland Crescent derby. CH versus CR, and CH haven't won this derby game for many, many years, and this is where that all changes around.
Here you go, the man of the match for today's game, Lee Kegel in the number 12 jersey for CH&FC, and I do agree with you, Shanaka. 100% Samuel Madhuanta deserves to be named the player of the match, but we can only choose one. But do join us midweek with Paul, where he will rate the players, and I'm sure he will give away a few points to Samuel Madhuanta as well. But CR&FC now trying for their second try of the game. They haven't scored for more than an hour in this game, like Shanaka mentioned.
Great defense by the number 16, shooting up out of the line. There was a ruck form there clearly, but referee not allowing that play to go on. So CR will still have the ball. Again, really clumsy play. Joel Pereira crossing in front of the ball carrier. And it's been a miserable afternoon for CR. It has to be said. They've just been the architects of their own downfall, refusing to run the ball when they need it.
Now, Shanaka, we have decided, yes, there you go, the player of the match, Lee Kegel. But mind you, this is to our technical crew as well. If Samuel Madhuanta manages to put this one over, we will have to change our decision to Samuel Madhuanta, absolutely.
Well, the game is won now, Sudarshan, and I don't think this 3 points is going to be crucial, even if he does get it. But so I think we need to stick with our decision.
This is a lovely kick to take, isn't it, Shanak? It's like a swing of the boot on the Sunday evening. The game is more or less won. I say this goes over.
A brilliant smile on his face, Madhuanta. A little bit of a cheek.
Bit of a Damien McKenzie smile, and absolutely nothing to show for it. He's got the distance quite easily. Really easily, in fact. And Sashan Mohammed looking to run this one out of trouble. CH won't mind even if they score now, because they know the game is almost over. Rehan Virakun. Here's Rehan Silva now. Smashed back in a tackle. That's excellent defense. Looks like it was Kegel again. That man has been absolutely everywhere. Makes another tackle.
Right back on his feet, Lee Kegel, and here he justifies why he's been picked as the player of this game.
What a work rate from him. Here's Joel Pereira, Gayan Dilshan Radha, and Tarinder Ratpato over the top. Here's Silva stepping back in field.
CR now playing for pride. Marka Gunaratne. Yet again, Lee Kegel, look at him. On Numalka like a leech.
Little ankle tap there, getting Sashan Mohammed, who looks like he might have done a hammy there. That's a real shame. Sharana Chamikara now thundering his way towards the try line. Haven't seen him with the ball in hand too much, which is a shame.
Again, second advantage.
Here's Rehan Virakun. It's not a good pass to him, but he manages to control it. Joel Pereira straight back into the heavy rollers. And the penalty coming for CR. The ruck was formed, says the referee. And remember, this is CH without a player as well, one of their back row players.
Numbers. Number. Yeah.
Satya Ranatunga will go to the bin. He won't mind. Or it was for the trip.
Wait.
I think the trip on Sashan Mohammed. Hopefully that hasn't done too much damage.
Wait. Time on.
Satya won't care though. He knows the game is won now. And the next stoppage will result in the game finishing. So Kushan Idunil scores a consolation try for CR&FC. They will want a bonus point out of this game, at least a losing bonus point. They can't forget that. And although our clock says 80 minutes, let's not forget, Sudarshan, there's been plenty of injury time in this game. So we don't know what the referee's clock says.
Absolutely, and don't forget there were 3 TMO decisions as well, which resulted in the clock being stopped. So there could be a couple of more minutes left in this game. Can CR do something? It will all depend on the time, but my gut tells me that referee Fernando is getting ready to blow the long whistle after this kick.
Yeah, it looks very much like time is up, and I mean, we have to hand it to CH. They really showed a lot of character in this game. Not the most pleasing on the eye, but in the crucial moments where it mattered to put the bodies on the line, they did just that. And CR were absolutely woeful today. So there's a lot of work for them to go back and look at.
And referee Fernando blows the long whistle, and that is the first win for CH&FC after a big time period of losing 30 games on the trot. And Rohit Rajapaksa will go down history as the captain who managed to break that spree of defeats.
Yes, it will be indeed a big feather in his cap, bringing CH&FC back on the map. But take nothing away from Madhuanta and Lee Kegel, who are absolutely instrumental today, and his brother Yoshita, who also had a very good game. And CR&FC plotting their own demise here in this game. And everything that worked for them in the last game with Ratwat's kicking boot and their decision making completely letting them down this time around. And CH&FC, a stunning performance to come back from the brink of no wins for 30 games on the trot and managing to win by 19 points to 12, and that 12 also coming in the last moment of the game. So it was 19-7. CR&FC couldn't score for about 65 minutes in that game, and that was pretty much the end of that when they didn't manage to string some phases together, and a famous victory for CH here.
Second half highlights coming to you, and that what a kick that was from Madhuwanta, and Lee Kegel committing totally to that ball and touching down the second try. He had all the reason to celebrate it that way. Great stuff from Kegel, and Madhuwanta would be ecstatic. This was a questionable call. Yoshida Rajapaksa clearly looked like he lost the ball behind, and Ari Ratna finishing that try. But this was the kick. Tari seemed to have overcooked a little and losing possession. Madhuwanta with checker boots had no problem in adding on those 3-pointers.
Yes, it makes all the difference, does it, as Kushan Indulil managed to run his way in for the final try again in the tackle of an untiring Lee Kegel. He knew the game was up, but he still made the tackle. And that's the sort of commitment that wins you games, Sudarshan. And we saw it from Kegel, but we didn't see it from pretty much any of the CR&FC players as much. And this is the halftime score, 11 points to 7, which finished 19 points to 12 at the end of 80 minutes. And for that commitment, for that defensive effort, Lee Kegel is our man of the match today. Samuel Madhuwanta contributing 1 conversion and 3 penalties. So that was great work from him as well. 11 points from his boot. And sorry, that's 9 points from his boot. And a brilliant performance from CH&FC to cap off a long wait for a win.
Great game for Samuel Madhuwanta, and like we mentioned, some performance that he put out for the selectors to take a look at to make sure that he won't be overlooked this time around for the under-19s Sri Lanka team. And that man, Coach Tulagesi Tavita, yet again showing what he can do alongside CH great Chandushan Pereira. They'll be very happy men having managed to get a win under their belt.
Absolutely, and against his old club as well. He knows exactly what they're about. He knows the strengths and weaknesses of this CR&FC team. So he would have told Madhuwanta, look out for these options, look out for these opportunities, and Madhuwanta did exactly that. So brilliant work from the coaching staff as well to know where they needed to spoil CR's work. And they did exactly that. I thought CR were poor at 9 and 10. Their option taking was not the best, and perhaps Harit Bandara and Rehan Mirakur and Tharindra Ratwat will be knocking on the door a little harder at training this week.
So there you go, the first upset of the season. CR&FC losing out to CH&FC, and CH&FC will be delighted, and they deserve this win. So that is it from us at ThePapare.com. I'm Sudarshan Peri signing off alongside Chanak Amar Singh and Jayan Gunathilaka, alongside our technical and the production crews. Until next time, we are over and out.
We go, way down we go, so way down we go, way down we go. Oh, you let your feet run wild. Time has come as we all go down. Yeah, but for the folk, my, do you dare to look them right in the eyes? Yeah. Oh, cause they will run you down to the door. Yeah, someday we'll run you down to your